So, you're all hurtling through space aboard the Concord Jewel on your way to the Radiant Citadel. Scoot's Bronto butt is hanging out of the door of the Concord Jewel. It's no longer spinning. It's just whooshing forward at a very fast speed. It's hard to tell how fast you're going because you're kind of in infinite auroral space, rainbows scintillating all around you and the keening glow in the distance. But it's also vast that like your actual movement is really hard to gauge. However, you see the Radiant Citadel in the distance, a small gleaming light that's slowly getting closer.
I don't see anything.
Nah, you don't. You're right. You see the reflection of it, maybe, if you're looking.
I am concentrating on keeping Scoot's form as a brontosaurus.
Yeah.
I suppose I could let him back at some point.
So, Ilka, you're up on the deck, correct? Of the ethereal galleon still, along with most of the crew.
No, I fought my way inside to attack the pilot.
You went to... Oh, you did.
Yeah,
So you
and
just
I
didn't whisper.
scared him.
Yep.
And
Okay.
I replaced the pilot.
That's right. So the pilot is still cowering in the back of the ship. He never left. But the four of you are in there, along with many open crates that seem to be full of soul stones, these long obsidian kind of translucent crystals. Just based on the size of the citadel in the distance and your last trip, you think you have not quite a short rest, but not a short amount of time either to do whatever you need to do on this jewel before you get there.
Okay.
So
I want to... Did we decide we wanted to get rid of these soul stones?
Mm-hmm.
It was going to be many things for a while. I don't know what we ended up on.
And they're empty.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
just vessels.
Yeah, let's...
They're soulstone
Can you
shells.
oh, you probably... Well, we can just break them. I was
Yeah.
going to say shatter, but don't.
I was
waste a
thinking
spell.
we could just
Yeah.
throw them out into the ethereal...
Once we bring in the Brontosaurus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is
Scoot.
Scoot like Winnie Pooh in the whole entire entrance with his brontosaurus body?
yes.
You want to come in now?
Your intelligence is 3, Scoot, for the record.
Roar!
Is your butt getting cold?
All right, I go stand in front of Scoot and show him that I'm going to release the cast on him. I just don't want him to be like not paying attention and fall out.
Just before she gets to it, can I try resisting and seeing if I turn back? Is that the mechanics of the spell? You need to consent to cast it.
Yeah.
So can I now try to resist it?
My concentration needs to be broken on my end.
Okay.
I don't know
Once
how
it's been
you get
cast.
out of it.
Gotcha.
If you consented to it in the first place.
Gotcha. All right. Well, you're about to do it anyways, so it's nothing that needs deep research.
I'm reading into it right now.
Of
Yeah.
course you are.
Just hang on, everyone. Doesn't say anything about the target being able to cancel it. I think it's up to the caster.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
'Cause, like,
Brontosaurus forever.
I can't think of a situation where you'd have to get out of it and I can't get you out of it because
Right.
as soon as my concentration goes, if I like get hit or knocked unconscious, it drops.
If you start reading a book or
Yes.
someone distracts you. No,
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
All right.
I was just going to surprise everybody by doing it a half second early, but no, we don't have to do that.
I drop polymorph and Scoot turns back into his beautiful self.
I feel lighter.
So you're like holding on to his Bronto hoof.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's
I've
like
got one.
wedged in, and
Yeah.
it just slowly turns into a human hand, and you guys pull Scoot aboard.
Yeah.
And you realize where you are, Scoot, all of a sudden.
I didn't know before.
I mean, you had like a rough, low int perception of it, but like now it makes a
Oh.
lot more sense.
Yeah.
You know?
This is all normal.
Yeah, okay.
It's probably good that you're not wearing pants.
Yeah. You're really hungry.
That was
Bas-
a hell of a colonic service they've got here in the Radiant Citadel.
We profusely thank him for his service.
I'm hungry.
Mhm.
Feed
Can we
him.
get some food?
There's no food inside the jewel. As far as I know. And I think
Don't
you
feed him.
jettisoned most of your cargo from the galleon,
I
too.
think
I
we
did
trying to-
jettison most of
Yeah.
my cargo.
Yeah.
But I'm seeing these soulstone shells, and all I can think of is we should put sea glass in these and make them decorative. But I don't think that's
Let's
how they
push
work.
him out the door.
Okay, we can do that too.
All right.
Yeah.
I
Off
start
they go.
throwing ones up.
You dump them?
I'm going to
Just
take a
pushing 'em
second.
up.
You
Yeah.
guys go to work. I'm going to collect myself a little bit.
It doesn't take long. While you guys are pushing, like grabbing up all the soul crystals and shoving them out the door, you see up above you, the crew has gotten to work on the 2 ships, trying to like button them down, check for damage, just try to salvage what they can from the Kraken. And Phyolith, the ragamuffin, the shambling body of junk from the bag dimension, walks over to you and from up above and says, "Hey, you guys, I think we can salvage a good chunk of the Kraken here, including that claw arm. It'll just take a little while.
Awesome.
Should we get started?
Yes, please.
All right.
Is there anything we can do to help?
Probably. Yeah. Do you want to?
Sure.
What do you think? Are you asking Phyllis?
Yeah.
Phyllis like, yeah, what do you know about ship repair?
Nothing.
Well then, maybe you know if you can like fine tune some of the mechanisms of the claw arm with your thief hands
Sure.
or something.
I'd be happy to.
Okay, you have it's maybe another half an hour until you get to the Radiant Citadel.
Okay.
So
Can I cast Balm while I'm piloting, or does it take my full concentration?
yeah, no, you can.
Okay, I do that. I'm going to cast it on myself.
What you got?
Oh, 8.
You feel a little bit better, Zay, as you make your way over. Anybody else have an agenda?
Probably just collecting myself, getting everything back together, and then seeing how I can be helpful strapping things down.
Sure. I mean, your strength is very handy, just like lifting parts and
Yeah.
moving them where they need to be.
I'm good at tying one thing to another thing
Yep.
if necessary.
What about Ilka?
How's everyone looking damage wise? Anyone beat up? In our 4.
I'm doing okay.
I'm at around 40%, but still doing okay.
Yeah, I have the bad feeling that we're gonna encounter combat pretty quickly on arriving.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so are you gonna mend the broken?
Yeah, I'm gonna mend myself and Scoot.
What does that look like?
Scoot is now. That's useless. 13 points healthier and wearing 13 tiny dinosaur band-aids
Wow.
on and around his person.
Are they brontosauruses or brachiosauruses?
These ones are brachiosauruses because Ilka likes things to be very authentic.
And after the last one goes on, I also put on a wrist brace.
Just because?
Yeah, from the last episode. Or 2 episodes ago.
Nice. Okay, so I mean, it's definitely going to take longer than the time you have to like get the ship like fully integrated with the Clockwork Kraken, but it does seem like based on the available parts and the magic of the spelljamming helm that you have, you could still fly the galleon up, like lift it up. It'll just be kind of a slow-moving flying ship with everybody on it. So you have that option as you get closer to the Citadel.
Okay.
I like that option.
Yeah.
So slow moving that it would be faster if we just ran somewhere.
No, about like running speed, like 30
Okay.
feet per round,
So we could use it to get
30 to 60. Yeah,
to the Grove of the Ancients if we wanted.
maybe.
Maybe, depending on what happens when we get there.
Yeah.
I'm going to cast Balm of the Summer Court on Scoot as well for 10.
Sweet. We have a very extravagant dray, essentially, with a claw, with an arm. It floats, but
Yeah.
same
It's
speed.
kind of like a riverboat.
Yeah, but
yeah.
but the river's everywhere, man.
The world is a river, and we're just little fish.
Sorry, I don't know what was in that Balm of the Summer Court.
Oh man.
Tasted good.
As you get closer to the Citadel, you can see that it is currently "quote unquote" night on the Citadel because the auroral diamond, that huge gem that the city is wrapped around, the city kind of like wraps snake-like around it in a spiral. The gemstone is dark red right now, which is one of the nighttime colors. It changes colors, but kind of follows a day-night cycle. You can see that towards the top and bottom of the city, like along the spiraling platform that the city rests on, there's a bright green light at the top of the platform and a bright green light at the bottom of the platform, but you're not really close enough to figure out what that is. Kind of like lighthouses. You kind of feel like a boat pushing against the current, borne ceaselessly back into the past. Anyway.
These song lyrics? What is he doing?
No!
Gatsby.
It's Gatsby.
Green light. I was over here on friggin' Christmas lights, a red crystal with green accents.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
saw
it
the
is
green,
very
and,
festive.
the green and red of ships, and I'm like, one's on the right and one's on the left, but you're never quite sure if the green's on the right or if the green's on the left.
You do, like, as you get closer and closer, you don't see any people except for, like, a small gathering of bodies in the far distance. on the platform that the Concord Jewel would park at. And as you start to get closer, you hear a deep rumbling roar echoing across the ethereal space between you and the Citadel, which you recognize as the roar of the Dracolich that flew away from the Mare of Dead Men. It seems to be coming from somewhere in the vicinity of the Citadel.
The half Dracolich.
Well, you don't know what's going on with that thing.
I mean, we beat it up pretty bad.
And we stopped it from transforming fully.
Mm-hmm.
Because we still have the whatever the thing was that it was using.
That's right.
I have it, right?
I think,
in
yeah.
the
Or
hole?
no, I don't remember. One of us does. I think it's Scoot has it in his bag of holding.
That's right.
Oh, because we weren't sure if it would be there when we went to look for it again.
Right.
I have it.
Definitely has it. Yep.
It's in my thing.
No need to check that.
Nope. It's on my sheet.
Yep.
Second page. Right down there.
So, and we can't really tell where it's coming from, so we don't know what. Are the two lights, does it seem to suggest like those would be places for us to dock, or that's where we're headed, or we don't really have a control
Roll
of
Arcana.
I'm going to say that is a 15.
15. It's the same eerie glow that you recognized from the floating crystals around Rowan Crooks's fortress in the Shadowfell. The three crystals that held it up on giant chains as it floated in the sky. Similar hue.
We beat one of those up, didn't we? Then we try separating the chain.
Yeah, we did try. I can't
Is that
remember
not why it fell from the sky?
I don't remember if we cut them or not, but they were piping souls through
Yeah.
it. Yeah,
It was a soul
Yep.
conduit.
yeah.
And we
That
don't
was keeping it
remember.
elevated.
Yeah, we don't remember this being there the last time we visited.
No.
Oh, okay.
So they're piping soul energy into something.
That's right. As far as you know.
And we don't have those soul stone casings anymore.
Yeah, we probably could have used those
We
to.
threw those all out.
Oh, you think we needed those to get?
I don't know. It seemed like we could siphon some of the souls anyways, and then we'd have money if we
I
needed
was
to sell
worried-
souls.
Yeah,
we need to send them to Kalimbor's wall. It's right over there. It's not gonna be a big deal.
It's not like we were floating through gravity. They're probably just sitting there behind us.
I don't know. I feel like if they wanted them, we don't want them to have them, and
Yeah.
I'll stick with that.
Yeah, the Zentrim's loading them up.
The gemstone starts to slow down, and you see, like you can clearly make out now, what look like masked soldiers, like they're wearing the colors of the masks in like full plate armor. At least a dozen of them, where the gemstone is headed.
You know what we haven't done yet? Talk to the pilot.
Oh, yeah. He's been cowering in the corner
Yeah.
this whole time. Hey, buddy.
Ah,
Someone else should talk to him. I cast the fear spell on him.
yeah. He's just sweating a lot, and because it's 0G in here, the sweat's just going everywhere.
Hey, anyone got a nice bedside manner who wants to go talk to the pilot?
I'll go speak to him. I hope he's nervous already because I'm gonna go. All right, I've had a bad day. I was just a brontosaurus. I want to know what's going on.
What, I don't know anything.
And now I'm reaching for the X,
I might know a few things.
and I'm poking him with the handle side. Hey, look, I'm not messing around right now. You
Listen,
got like two warnings.
I'm nobody. I'm just the claviger of this gemstone.
You're an important person, and you've got a role to play. It is telling us what the hell's going on. Poke, poke, poke.
Roll intimidation, Scoot.
I guess this is kind of a gentle intimidation,
It
isn't it?
became one.
8. You know what? I'm feeling lucky. Hold on a second. You didn't tell me the result yet. 12.
You're plenty intimidating. You were just a brontosaurus, and you have a giant glowing axe. It's actually 2 axes, right? Because you split it.
Yeah, I suppose you're
boop,
right.
boop,
Yeah.
boop, boop.
It's like drumsticks. And from the sides, come on. I just want information.
He says, all I know is we've been bringing these crystals to the Citadel over the last couple weeks. But I don't know anything else. I swear.
These empty ones?
Yeah. They wanted more and more of them there.
Do you bring anything back?
Nope.
Poke.
No. The big
Slow poke.
the big invasion happened like 2 weeks ago. We've been infiltrating the city, and we turned on those 2 lights you see. They're big conduits for souls.
Okay.
And when we turned them on, it kind of knocked out things in the city, and we took over. We'd already planted agents inside the city, and we took over. And now they want us to bring these crystals in there, and that's all I know.
Told you you had a role to
Stares
play,
wide-eyed.
and I take the axe back and I pulled the shirt down a little bit, get all the wrinkles out.
Do as the claviger of this, do I know if can I put it on like autopilot and send it back, or does it have to could we send it back like right now, or does it have to complete its journey?
Roll Arcana as well.
15.
Yeah, you think you could hit the right sequence of buttons and dials and levers to send it back the way it was going. It's not like a constant piloting thing. It follows a set course. So.
Okay. I think we should get on our fixed boat and take that into the seated, go right to the Preserve of the Ancients and send this back for more people.
But if the Preserve of... Well, okay, now I have more questions. So if the Preserve of the Ancients, let's say that's where the Dracolich is, I don't know, what are we going to be able to even do? Do we instead need to knock out the 2 conduits?
I'll just offer up I think we should take our ship in and send the Concord Jewel back on its own.
Okay, so then here's my second question. How do we have control over who gets into the gem what if we send it back? Because we're thinking
I think the army will
the
have
army will get
arrived
there? Okay.
and hopefully have won.
Gotcha.
That's
Okay, that makes sense to me.
an educated hope.
It is an educated
As you're talking,
hope.
you see from the top of the citadel, way up high, as you're getting closer, it's above you now. You see a skeletal draconic form, massive, bigger than it was the last time, a little bit, kind of masking the glow of the crystal as it walks in front of it, crawling from the top downwards, sort of towards you all, and then it takes off and kind of swoops around the spiral of the city, just sort of scanning. And it seems to give a cursory glance at your crystal, but it doesn't really pay too much attention to it. It keeps going around. And then it kind of swoops down and crunches through some buildings further below, and you lose sight of it. Seems to be wrecking some stuff down there.
Can we really lose sight of it much? I mean,
Well, it wraps around the crystal, so you kind of lose sight of it.
but it's loud.
But you hear it. Yeah, you
Okay.
hear it. Like a low rumble in the
It-
distance.
yeah, and crashing and screaming, I'm assuming.
I mean, it's farther away than that to really hear the details.
Is there, okay, I was going to say, is it still populated? Are there sounds of war coming out of this?
It's like an occupied city.
Yeah, you get the sense that there might be some kind of a curfew situation going on.
Okay.
The streets are very empty from what you've seen.
Interesting. But
Yeah.
lights are on in buildings?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Is it Varodania? I'm picturing in Zelda around Death Mountain.
One of the dragons, you mean?
Yeah,
Or-
the dragon around. Never mind.
Kind of, yeah. It does kind of seem like, actually, when you look at the city and the thing that wraps around it seems like it might have been some kind of snaky, dragony something a long time ago. Now it's just a big rock wrapped around a crystal.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, look at that.
the picture right there.
Kind of looks like that.
A little bit.
All has to be cut. Visual jokes.
Turn the camera so that they
No!
can see that. No,
It took
okay.
me 20
So
minutes to
there's
set
not a
up.
light, not a lot of light coming from your gemstone right now, aside from the low glow of the gemstone itself. But like your ships don't have any light coming from them. You're a little bit obscured if you have have any last plans or things you want to do before you get within easy viewing range of the people at the Citadel.
I think we should go with Zay's plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we crawl out of the crystal and into the ship.
Yeah, and then we send the crystal back.
Yeah,
How do we send it back?
Zay's gonna do it.
I'll
Cool.
program it.
Coding.
Hmm.
Do we take the pilot with us?
He's the only Zentrum. Is he even a Zentrum, or is he just like a guy who ended up working for them?
He's wearing dragon cultist robes,
Dragon cultist.
and he has tattoos like that.
Okay.
I got a relationship
We
with
could-
him. I'll talk to him.
We
All
could
right.
send him back on the crystal
So that he can pilot. Let's tie him up.
because it'll navigate itself. Nothing good lurks for him here.
You do know that the crystal will make it to its destination before it turns around. It can't stop mid-journey. It has to get all the way
Oh,
there.
it does
and then
have
go
to-
back. Yep.
Okay, so we can't just sneak off. Well, we could sneak off of it. It just
It will get there
Will
and be
get-
seen by people at the dock.
okay.
So we'll tie him up and hide him. Stuff him in a crawl space.
Of of the crystal.
Yeah.
I think it's a big open crystal, isn't it?
Surely there's some kind of smuggling compartment.
I think everything is translucent on the crystal. Yeah,
Some of that-
unless you want to like get a blanket or something and like wrap them up.
So
It'd
they
still
would
be very
never look
obvious.
under that.
Some of the old HVAC equipment in the
It's like-
crystal.
It's like playing hide and seek with children. Oh, where could they
Right.
be?
Yeah, right.
So then I think he has to come with us.
Yeah.
Or we
Yeah.
dispatch
Yeah, okay.
him.
Can I set it to arrive and then immediately leave?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I try to do so that hopefully no one can get on it before, or they get an unexpected trip.
Yep.
As soon as they step on.
Basically, I don't want him alerting
Yeah.
the city
Right.
that we're
Agreed.
coming.
Agreed.
So you make your way out of the crystal, crawling up the edge with ropes, back up to your ship.
Yep.
The ethereal galleon is more secured now along like one side of it, sort of like a buddy car, with some parts of it, like some of the metal plating and the claw arm, in various states of installation and repair on the deck of the ethereal galleon. The masts are pretty much shorn off. The back of the ship's in tatters. And as you start to crunch off of the crystal and whoop, 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 whoop away, you notice that your speed is like less than half of what it was before. Moving about 30 feet per round. So still like cruising, but not like zooming. You'd be a sitting duck if something fast came at you, essentially.
Thankfully, half Dracoliches are super slow because they're like a half transformed, so like one wing is kind of bulbous and
Oh yeah, totally fine.
It's actually a hindrance.
yeah.
Slows the speed.
Yep. So are you trying to be like stealthy, or are you just like zooming away and then back, or what's your plan?
Probably stealthy.
Yeah. We're trying to be unobserved.
I
Okay.
have a thought. So since we have the grappler arm and can we test to make sure we can still get in and out of the are we in the ethereal realm?
Mhm.
Oh. So then what happens if we use the ethereal galleon power now? Where do we go? Is there an ethereal realm?
Yeah, you go even deeper.
Oh my goodness.
Ethereal inception. No, you go back to the real world.
Oh.
You just
But
like,
only for 5 rounds.
floating in a vacuum in space, and
I
yeah,
was just thinking we could
He's right, though.
we could grapple, like if we could grapple the dragon, and if the clockwork kraken is attached to us, it'll realm shift with us. Could we shift
Leave it behind.
Yeah, shift the dragon somewhere else, let go, and then shift back quick?
If we could very slowly grab it.
You do know that the masts with the sails on them are what was powering a lot of that jumping ability, and the masts have been mostly shorn off. Like there is
Okay.
still spider silk woven through the ship that seemed to be part of that magic, so maybe there's a little bit left, but like the main jumping ability has been
Okay.
wrecked.
So maybe it'll be a catastrophe and he'll turn inside out.
Right. Transporter accident.
Or
But
get
we
bigger.
Oh, Galaxy Quest.
Or fully heal. Who knows what Matthias will do with this?
Should we roll a D100 and find out? Wild magic tale.
He turned inside out and exploded.
My D100's on the shelf.
All right, so we're being sneaky. Now what's the plan?
I liked the grapple the dragon one.
Except we can't phase shift.
Is that firm? We can't phase shift.
It seems likely with the masts broken.
Yeah, your wizards are like, we don't know what'll happen if we try.
That's not a no.
We don't have the masts anymore. We could try right now.
Is it our understanding that if we can interrupt those conduits, we can potentially do that by like smashing it? Is that what we did?
We tried to cut the
Previously?
chain links before, but
Mm.
maybe we've got the kraken. Could the kraken like reach out with its giant clockwork arm and rip it out?
And then phase?
Sure.
The last time you didn't break the gemstones, you wrecked the engine that they were funneling souls into,
Oh,
and that's what made the whole
yeah.
thing fall apart.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. We gave up cutting through because they're like, it's gonna fall.
Yeah.
And then it fell anyway. So
And we also have Zelafarn to get to.
yeah, the Grove
Right.
of the Ancients we need to get to.
Right. As you're making your way, I guess, as stealthily as you can through the dark, sort of like under the city in the shadow of it, towards the Preserve of the Ancestors, which is further down. Behind you hear a and there were a few other Concord jewels docked already, as well as the one that you sent that just got there. And the light that was like the glow of all four of them just stops. They're all inert. and it does not leave again the way you told it to, Zay.
Oh
Just stays put.
man.
And you hear shouting from that direction.
Grounded.
Yep.
Any shouting we can make out?
Roll perception. Good ears.
11 plus 5, 16.
You don't hear details, but just general shouts that the shipment is gone, the pilot is gone.
There's brontosaurus poop everywhere.
No, that was on the outside.
Yeah, no.
There's smell of brontosaurus.
Put the city on alert. There might be spies here somewhere. And deactivate the gemstones.
All
So
right.
they have some kind of control over them,
Okay.
Boo.
So we're locked down.
unless you find the control.
Let's go to the sewer.
Is there? There must be a sewer in the Radiant Citadel. I didn't even think about that.
Oh my God.
Everybody poops.
They just have little portals into the real world.
Well, I mean, yeah. They're in an infinite plane, so you just gotta jettison it, I guess. The Keening Gloam. Now we know what that's made of.
Oh, gross.
Um,
Do
I'm
not
sensing
break
a
the wall.
theme across these, right?
Everybody poops, no matter what dimension you're in.
That's
Yeah.
right.
It seems to me if we can restore the bronze dragon's Zelopharn's soul, we would have then a bronze dragon on our side.
that is true.
Could be a first task.
Okay, so as you're hovering over the city, you get closer to the Preserve of Ancestors. You're kind of hovering above the main thoroughfare that spirals around, making your way down, and you're over the night market where you did some shopping, ran into Vincent Trench and Sid Squid's crawfish,
Yeah.
Mhm.
whatever it's called,
Where-
apocalypse.
Where we played Iron
Cropocalypse.
Chef.
Yeah. And the Preserve of the Ancestors is this huge vaulting door, like maybe 50 plus feet high, very wide, that goes into the auroral diamond, the main Citadel gemstone. And as you're getting closer to it, you see that the Dracolich, you see its tail kind of like snaking into this doorway that's wide open. It just like crashed its way in there
Rude.
to do something. It's inside. And the doors start to swing closed behind it.
Try to communicate with Zelopharn.
You don't get any response. Radio silence.
Can we dart through the doors? Is there enough time before they swing closed?
You could, but there are like guards all around in the
Oh.
plaza ahead of it. There are some Radiant Citadel folk like down in the plaza, like hanging away from where the Dracolich just arrived. But there's people down there as well as obvious soldiers.
Okay.
Don't
do
this is
that.
like one of the more heavily populated parts of the Citadel.
How do the citizens seem to be reacting to the Dracolich?
Scared.
Okay.
Yeah, very careful and scared and terrified.
Okay.
Yep.
Um,
Going back into their buildings to be safe.
fear with respect or fear like, I don't like this. These are invaders.
Fear, like, yeah, this is totally out of our control,
Okay.
and we are not safe.
Possible uprising. Check.
I guess roll history, Scoot, since
Oh,
you're
yes.
meditating on it.
Oh, definitely am. I think this is going to be good information. 7.
You know that the Radiant Citadel, you didn't really pay too much attention to like the government structure the last time you were here, but
No.
you do remember that there were very few guards. There wasn't like a strong military presence in the Citadel.
It was sort of mercenary type stuff. There were just like a lot of big bads around, it seemed like. We had Angel Guy that we had to try to steal something from.
That was in the Shadowfell,
What am I thinking of then?
the bazaar, the night
Yeah.
market. Yeah.
That's not here?
Well, so there I see the confusion because there was a night market in the Radiant Citadel, and then you
Gotcha.
went to, I think we also called it the night market. Whoops. In the Shadowfell.
No, I think you
So-
called it a bazaar.
Yeah, it was yeah.
Either way,
Either
Okay.
way.
I was thinking of the wrong
Understandably.
spot.
Two
I
similar
think-
markets.
This place seems like neutral ground for like trading.
Yeah.
If I remember right.
Yeah, it's just strange that there were so few guards for such a melting pot,
Okay.
Yeah.
you know. So, what do you do?
well, if the Dracolich is inside the Preserve of the Ancestors, then maybe we can go up and attack one of the
Oh,
whatever those things were, conduits. Go wherever the dragon's not, the Dracolich, the half-formed malformed Dracolich, the hobbled Dracolich.
Just really awful.
Yeah, I just want to
super low quality Dracula.
Yep. Sort of keep
He's only bigger
stressing
because
that.
he's puffy
Yeah.
from being ill-formed.
Wherever he isn't, or she, I forget what.
They.
Whatever they are, we can go elsewhere. That's my suggestion. Other
Yeah,
ideas?
I mean, yeah, it'll alert. It'll be the attempt, presumably.
Mm-hmm.
Well, how fast can that Dracolich leave here and get to where we'll be?
Faster than we can, but I mean, again, it's a half Dracolich, so probably not super fast. Wait, when
And
we saw it moving before, was it pretty fast?
Oh yeah, like full speed.
Man,
What's full speed for a dragon?
60 feet per
Oh,
second.
more than that when they're diving. 80 feet? So 160 if they're dashing?
Whew.
It's a lot more feet than we got.
And there's a fully formed bronze dragon in the preserve, correct?
Well, when it's reunited with its soul, presumably, although we've lost contact, so we don't know.
I'm just wondering what else is in the preserve. What's better defended?
I mean,
The conduits or the preserve?
Yeah. There were a whole bunch of dragon things in there that we talked to some, right?
There was
Yeah.
there were the incarnates inside the Preserve of the Ancestors.
Incarnates,
So
they're like glassy things.
yeah, it was this sort of dragon-shaped being made of thousands of tiny gemstones that kind of resembled wish stones or soul stones, which told you that or I think you learned somehow from Zelifron or from it, that it was the combined stories and spirits of thousands of dragons that had passed and kind of assembled here in the Preserve of the Ancestors. And there were other beings too, like other animals made of gemstones in this kind of savanna within.
Maybe that's probably what the Dracolich is after. It's eating up all those dragon stories.
So my question still is, what is better defended? Is it the preserve or is it the conduit?
Well, you don't know
area?
what the situation is at the conduit. All you
Okay.
know is that there's a Dracolich inside the preserve and a bunch of guards outside the preserve.
And we know there's an up conduit and a down conduit, as far as we can tell.
Yeah. Do you want to like do some scouting or roll perception
Yes.
yourselves? Try to like glean some info.
I would like to use my perceptive skills.
Mhm.
16.
Oh.
A modified crit fail.
Also 16, even though I have a +9.
What? Wow.
I rolled very low.
15 for Scoot.
Okay. Ilka, you are the one. You're all kind of like peering around, trying to gauge the enemy presence. And Ilka, you notice that you have been noticed by beings down below. You see a few red-scaled kobolds who you recognize from Binzo's Emporium, I believe we called it. The weaponsmiths that Scoot talked to briefly.
But they liked
In
us
the
back
market.
then.
They were very friendly. Yeah, and they're pointing up at you and chittering at each other, and then they kind of scatter down alleyways in the city as if to like deliver a message. You've been noticed.
What did I notice?
You noticed that you can see the green light of the conduit at the very bottom of the spiral, like sticking up from the end of it, like a little stinger.
I point that out to everybody.
It's down there. It's hard to tell how guarded it is, though.
Thank you, Lark.
Sure thing. I'll keep my eyes peeled for more
Do it.
info.
Do you point out the kobolds?
Hey, we've been spotted. It might be good. It might be bad. They might be going to sell this information. But I'd like to believe that they remember us from last time and they like us.
I didn't notice that.
That green is so pretty, Lark.
Shall I follow one?
Ooh.
You were pretty popular the last time you came to the Radiant Citadel.
Go
You
for
won
it.
that contest and made a bunch of news.
Okay, I turn into a very small bird, like a finch, because there's probably not a lot of birds.
You haven't seen any.
No birds. And I dive down towards the kobold and try to follow where they head.
Roll stealth.
Oh no, 6.
The kobold, you follow it easily as it kind of like ducks around alleys, like stops at corners and checks for guards and keeps going. It makes its way through not the main thoroughfare, but adjacent to it, up the night market until it reaches a shuttered and a nondescript door. And it does a special knocking pattern on the door, like 3 knocks and then like a rattle. And then the door cracks open and like a puff of smoke comes out of the door, and the kobold slips in and pokes its head out and looks directly at you for a moment afterwards and kind of like raises its eyebrows and then goes in. Like it was totally aware that you were following.
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna watch for just a few minutes to see if he comes back out again.
He does. After about a minute, he leaves. and
Okay.
keeps going back down, kind of the way he came.
Okay. I fly back and relay this information to my companion.
What was a puff of smoke? Vincent Trench?
Oh, possibly. But I think that we could. I think we should follow. We should go where that kobold went. I know the secret knock now.
Ooh.
It actually checks out. Like the other side of this building, like facing the main thoroughfare, would have been right where Vincent Trench's office was. So.
Yeah.
Nice. Good find.
Yeah. He owes us something.
Yeah, I don't remember what we asked him.
I think it was about my siblings.
Oh, maybe.
I think it was very general. It was like, what? Tell us about my siblings.
And he said
He's
he
like, all right,
would.
yeah.
We gave him some food.
You did.
Yeah, I said more sibling info. That's it. That's. I'm sure he's been focused on that for these last few weeks.
Yeah.
We probably finished it up the first 20 minutes after we left.
He already knew. He was
yeah,
just holding
it's
out.
been like a couple months, I think, since you were
Yeah.
there the last time. So
Yeah.
he's had time.
Dusty files, just like
Yeah.
SWOJ, S's.
So is there, if we wanted to get off the galleon and like leave it, how can we get back and forth from the galleon?
Good question. You have ropes. You don't have like a rowboat though, so you'd have to either like lower it somewhere or jump down, or like make your way down
Don't we have rope ladders?
spectacularly. You have a feather faller.
Yeah.
You have ladders, not like all the way down from like hundreds of feet up, but yeah.
Right, rope ladders at least. You can do 50 feet of a rope ladder pretty easy, I think.
So
if we bring it in close, if we bring the galleon in too close, the alarms will go off.
Yeah,
I'm
I
assuming
would
we're
assume
kind of
so,
out of
yeah.
sight, but
yeah.
Like
So,
I
like-
can feather fall us, but I can't get us back up to it.
If you think of the spiraling shape of the city, like you're floating, like touching the roof of the spiral above you, so like you're kind of right up there by the rock. If you wanted to, you could kind of like move to like the side and like get off there without being seen by folks up there, or you could like lower down and then you might be pretty visible. Does that
We
make
could-
sense?
We could anchor to the underside of one of the spirals, like
Mhm.
a hornet's nest under an eave.
Sure.
Yeah.
So, I think where we're differing here is I was picturing going above where we want to get to, and you're picturing going below where we want to get to, and then climbing up to it, which
Yeah.
would make more sense.
Yeah. What I'm picturing as the spiral is that's going to be too far apart, the different arms of the spiral.
So the question is like, how close do you want to get to Vincent's before you jump off the ship? Because if you're going to stay under it and then hop around, you
Mhm.
could like make your way right up to it, or you could try to like go somewhere distant and then like weave through the streets. It's up to you.
Pretty close.
like, yeah, that's where we're headed. So
Yeah.
we don't want to go too far from it.
Do you take anyone with you, or are you all going? Just the four of you?
Oh, that's a good question.
Tell them to hold down the fort and stay quiet.
And we have sending stones, so we can communicate with them again.
You have 2 sending stones. Yep, one from the Kraken, one from the galleon.
Okay, so let's take one with us and leave one here.
The crew asks you. Squidly steps forward and is like, "Is there anything we can do while you guys head in?"
Continue to repair.
Yeah, get the ships as operable as possible.
Yeah, see if you
Salutes you.
can fix the masts.
They're gone. They're super gone.
Would there be anything in
Super
this
gone.
city that would repair the ethereal jumping sitch?
That you don't know. But I mean, it is a giant magic floating gemstone, so
Squidly is a dude who knows how to get stuff.
he is.
I was thinking that too, and knows how to like familiarize himself with a new
Yeah.
town, and
Has he
stay
been
in
here
the-
before?
I don't think so. No.
But he, acclimated himself and became
Yeah.
pretty important in Neverwinter after leaving Waterdeep.
Oh,
Also,
yeah.
he has Zentarum. Like he was working with the Zentarum, right?
Mm.
So I think I would task him with that.
Like a solo mission?
Yeah.
I'm on it, he says,
Nice.
recklessly, grinning.
Fix the
Although-
giant
Just kinda-
magic ship
although-
before
Eyes
sundown.
and ears
Yeah.
on the ground.
Yeah.
If there's someone else you think it would be wise to take, feel free to take them.
I'll be out for 3 hours. I'll find you the stuff we need.
Amazing.
And he bounds away off the ship around the corner and into the city.
If he gets us done, I want to know what spec he is so I can start making some changes.
Right.
Well, And then for the rest of the crew, I ask, is there anyone else who thinks that they have special abilities that would be useful while we're gone?
I mean, Urstel Floxen's like, well, I also used to be a Zent, so I could probably find my way around if you need any errands run. He seems kind of
think-
non-committal about it, though.
Information would be most useful.
Sure. Ear to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. And he leaves as well to do that. Otherwise, Phyolith is much more in the repairing side of things.
Yeah.
And Felrect as well.
Thanks, everybody.
Doom Raiders, they're just making music.
Yeah, keep the ships afloat, Doom Raiders.
The Jolly Gents are up for fighting for the most part, fighting or scouting.
Yeah.
The Ripples, I mean.
Okay, so now we're climbing out and heading into town.
Yes?
Mm-hmm.
Let's go.
Do we need disguises? How heavily populated is the city we're crawling into?
Well, as far as you know, the streets are empty right now.
Oh, great.
There's a curfew of some kind.
We're just sneaking our way to Vincent Trenches.
Yeah,
Yep.
very sneaky.
In the back door.
So unless you look like guards or something, you would probably stick out if you were caught.
But we did manage to land fairly closely.
Yeah, you kind of like sidled up to the edge of the Citadel. Out of sight as far as you can tell of anybody watching.
Okay, I can cast
Pass without a trace.
Pass Without a Trace.
Nice.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So sneaky.
And I do.
Everybody roll stealth as you move through the city.
Plus 10.
Group check.
30.
Nice.
Dirty 30.
29.
Wow.
19.
22.
We're stealthier than Lark.
We're amazing.
That was with my reliable talent too. So like,
You lose sight of Ilka and Zay for a moment. Scoot's right over there, though.
But then you hear us whispering to each other.
Congratulating each other on being so sneaky.
And you make your way to the back door of Vincent's place first. You can go in the front if you want to, but that'll be on the main street.
I'm following
door.
where Zay is taking us.
Okay.
Yeah. I stealthily do my 3 knocks and a rattle.
And after a few seconds, the door creaks open. Puff of smoke. It's dark within.
Does it have a smell?
Yeah, like tobacco.
Figured.
Yep.
Black Cavendish.
Yes.
It's a kind of pipe tobacco.
An earthy tobacco. Do you just stand at the doorway, or do
I
what's
do
the next step?
inhaling. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, no, I go in.
And you all head in, and you're greeted by Vincent Trench's back room. There's a door. Like there's some stuff stored in here in carefully organized containers, vases, boxes. There's another door and a counter, like a bar counter. And as you make your way through that door, you find yourself in the main antechamber of his establishment with all the kind of plush seating, very smoky, some sort of jazzy music playing in the background. The windows are all shuttered. And you see Vincent Trench sitting in a chair, writing on a small pad, like a legal pad. And he kind of looks up and raises his eyebrows at the four of you. Doesn't say a word.
The windows, are they shuttered or are they Venetian blinds partially open so that he gets the shadow of the Venetian blinds across his face?
Definitely more that.
Okay,
Yeah, there's like
that's-
one light outside, so it casts these really like angled shadows.
I want to make
in
sure I
every
had
direction.
the right picture in my mind.
Yeah.
Hi, Vincent.
There's like
hi,
there's like
Vinny.
a hi-hat playing somewhere. It's
Nice.
Vincent, someone was smoking in your back room.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to be smoking, but there's definitely smoke like rising from
Who
different
opened the
bases.
door? It just opened on its
I
own?
know, right?
It did.
What the
VT, we're back.
Welcome back.
Thank you. How have you been?
Silver Waves of Justice. I've been all right, despite things.
What are the things causing despite?
I think you saw on your way in, right?
That's a whole lot going out there.
Yeah, he says. Crazy times on the Radiant Citadel, that's for sure.
So we're trying to rescue the Radiant Citadel.
Rescue it.
Yeah, we want to get rid of the
Release it.
malformed Dracolich and get rid of the Zents.
Okay. Well, what can old Vincent Trench do for the Silver Waves of Justice?
That's kind of what we were hoping you would tell us.
Do you have any questions you need answered?
Well, you didn't answer any of the ones we asked you before.
Oh, I've got answers for that one if you want. You want to know about your siblings, say, or do you have other priorities?
Both.
And he rips the page off of his legal pad that he's writing on, and he hands it to you.
How did he know we were going to come in?
He's Vincent
He
Trench.
knows
Oh, man.
everything.
Does he look like a tiger?
No, he looks very much like a human right now.
Okay.
Although
But
you
he
notice
does
his
turn-
hair is kind of stripy. Like there's
Okay.
streaks in it.
But yeah,
Yeah, we saw him through some other lens once, and he looked like a tiger.
He had
Yeah.
a tiger head, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, no, you see the similarity in like the streaks of his kind of Cruella de Vil
neat.
streaked hair, but yeah, slicked back.
I have a question. How can we let's see, how do we want to ask this question? How can we save the preserve of the ancients?
The ancestors.
Preserve of the ancestors.
I know. I keep wanting to call it the Grove of the Ancients.
Yeah, I
and
did earlier.
Don't know why.
We all need to go play Warcraft.
How do we save the preserve of the ancestors?
Yeah, I'm looking for specific
Step by
tactical,
step.
actionable information.
He says, "What do you have to offer for such a specific and complex request?"
I would say the help of SWOJ to implement that recommendation is what I have to offer.
He says, "I have no stake in the Radiant Citadel being saved.
Man,
What can you offer me?"
Don't you live here?
Yeah.
Among other places.
this is like a Howl's Moving Castle office,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Right. He's got a little dial by the door.
No. Do we have any fun info to barter with?
Is info what you want, Trench, or do you want money? Because
Or
we have money,
swag?
we just have to send it to you.
Both work. Money is just value. So is information.
Do we get any cool treasure? Do you want to smell the dead?
Do you want Lark's armor?
Hey. I
He
have
raises
some
his eyebrows
phylacteries.
and nods appreciatively. But not like in like a yes I want it, more in like a, salute.
To smelling the
Respect.
dead or to Lark's savvy
To,
new
to
armor?
Lark's new armor.
We could introduce him to a black dragon.
He's just chilling. He takes a sip of something brown.
Intrigued by anything?
Yeah, what about the dragon mask?
Yeah, it hasn't been wildly beneficial. It gives me an armor boost.
And what was it?
Yeah, it gives me an armor boost. It lets me speak with dragons.
Gives you a legendary resistance.
Oh yeah, it did
That's
actually
very
save my
good.
life in the last episode. I was gonna be dead, and then y'all were gonna be dead.
Do you want to ride on an ethereal galleon?
He says that does sound fun,
Yeah.
but again, it doesn't really hold a lot of value to me.
All right. What's your going rate for answers? What would you charge for the answer of a question like that?
Probably some really exclusive information or some very serious favors.
Saving your city
Again,
isn't a
to-
big enough favor.
To each,
Science City.
to each according to their means, and you guys have a lot of means these days.
Yeah, that's true. All right. I'll trade you a favor.
Of my choice?
Sure.
All right. That has a lot of value.
Thanks. Yeah, I figure we got to line up season 3 here somehow.
He says, "Do you mind if I cast a Geas to make sure you don't back out of this trade?"
I reach out and take that piece of paper he was offering me.
Sure, yeah.
Before
On it
this
is a list
happens.
of names and information about each of your siblings. It tells you their physical descriptions, their general attitudes. It says all are still alive, some more so than others.
How many are there?
There are 6.
6.
What do you guys think about me offering a favor?
As deals with the devil go, he's generally been helpful to us.
I don't
He's
think
the
he's the
devil we
actual
know.
devil.
Yeah,
Can
I
I
don't
say
think-
that? Can I ask that your favor? Can I limit the scope of the favor to something that wouldn't go against my alignment?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, that sucks.
Can we limit it to being for justice?
It's pretty subjective.
I know.
I'll say yes as long as I get to define it.
But we would have to agree. Yes, this is for justice.
Mhm.
To doing no harm to the other members of SWOJ. Like, is he going to have you off one of us at some point here?
That doesn't feel like a favor.
Might be to somebody.
He says, "I won't make you hurt your friends physically."
Lark starts
I ta-
sharing how he
I take
really
no
feels.
responsibility for your feelings, he says. Don't worry,
maybe
Lark.
we need to trade
Don't
information.
worry.
Nice. Scoot, what should I do?
We should leave.
Okay.
We should not be here. We have other options to do rather than selling some random favor or give away a piece of treasure for something that he hasn't really shown us anything
What do you
yet.
think? What do you think we should do?
We can try to find a way into the preserve. We can start making our way towards one of the conduits.
I think my friend Scoot has a good idea.
He says, tell you what, I can give you some information up front that'll help you. If you want more, a simple favor that won't do any harm to your friends.
What? Okay, give us the first part.
All right, so this city has a lot of old magic in it. And some of that magic is contained in a platform near the top of the city, near one of the conduits. In this platform, this platform is located in a room where the speakers for the ancestors meet. The speakers for the ancestors being the leaders of each of the cultures that settled in the Radiant Citadel some 200, 300 years ago. Their leader is SWOJ, and all of them have gone missing for the last 2 weeks. Now, in their council chamber, they have controls that allow them to activate a ward, which shields the city from any intruders, as well as preventing any teleportation in or out. They can also control the movement of the Citadel to some degree from that council chamber.
That's pretty useful info, actually.
You're welcome.
That's pretty good, yeah.
How's that, Scoot?
Is it accurate?
I'm always accurate.
We'll find out.
Thanks, Vinny.
Sure.
I'll consider the favor later.
No, what's the cost?
I see how it is.
We
he
got to know
says.
what it. No, we got to be up front. If we're
No,
gonna-
he this was free. He said the first part was free, and
All
then
right.
if we wanted more info, we would have to barter.
That
I
feels like
wonder-
a direction.
Yeah, we're gonna
Yeah.
we're gonna try to do that and not and help the Radiant Citadel. That's our plan.
So a platform near the top. I wonder if Squidly would have any additional information since he's been sort of scouting. Have heard anything about this Cholet?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we can't get back to the ship.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Oh no, we can.
Yeah.
What am I
Yeah.
thinking? It's not in
Yeah,
the air.
easily
Yeah,
can.
let's go back to the ship
Okay.
and
I
sail
think-
up there.
I thank him for his time.
Has it been less than 30 minutes?
Yeah, are we still stealthed?
I think you're still stealthed.
Oh, 60.
Yeah, you're good.
Solid.
Yeah.
We're amazing.
So you all can easily sneak back to the ship, and you hunker down for a bit until you hear back from Squidly and Erstal.
Sure.
Is
Yeah.
that right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love that.
If that makes sense.
I think so. I mean, he said it'd be a couple hours, so the ship, you have some time to jerry-rig an attachment for the ethereal kraken arm to the sense where you can move it, not very daintily, but you can definitely take swipes with it kind of in one plane back and forth, and the claws open and shut.
it's a crane game.
Yeah, it's kind of a crane game thing. It's not like super mobile.
Please tell me it's got like a little bit of a hook that we can drop it a tiny bit.
Yeah, I mean, it's got a thumb, and you can like crane it downwards or upwards and scoop.
Yeah.
It's like an excavator bucket
But
almost.
4 out of every 5 grabs is suspiciously loose.
Yep.
Well, yeah, it's like a flat
It's gonna
edge.
come down on the dragon and just
Yeah.
lift up nothing.
It has surprisingly little like pinching power.
Yeah,
for the
exactly.
shape of it. Yeah.
Now I'm familiar.
Yeah, it's one joystick to move it too, so it's like, and a button.
Oh, the worst.
All right, well, so Squidly has had a chance to knock on some doors, talk to some people, and Erstal as well. He's been listening in on some of the guards' conversations, and they come back with some information for you. You learn that like you heard from the pilot, this occupation had kind of been built up for a long time, but they kind of flipped the switch a couple of weeks ago with these 2 pylons that were hidden that they revealed. And when the pylons turned on, everything kind of went nuts. Like the agents that had been infiltrating the city made themselves known. They started like shepherding people around, instituted a curfew. The guards were strangely absent. What guards there were, people were either locked up or disappeared. Many of the Concord jewels left. People fled the city, and they haven't come back. There are still a few that the occupiers took control of, which are the ones that you saw docked. You learn that just a few days ago, the Dracolich arrived, and things got much worse. Instead of just kind of keeping people penned in and controlled, the Dracolich started wrecking stuff, and people started going missing, or their homes started being destroyed as this thing kind of raged around the city from time to time. It mostly keeps to itself, but occasionally it swoops down and terrorizes people. They're not sure what it really wants, but they know that these two pylons seem to be sort of causing the city to go haywire. And as they're explaining this to you, as you spend some time down there, you can feel the Citadel occasionally like shudder next to you, and like the ship itself, it all kind of like trembles a little and wobbles in space, as if these pylons are having some kind of an effect. And you're not sure, like, just from their info that they glean, they don't know like why this is happening, just that these pylons are having an effect on the city. And that the leaders of the city went missing when the pylons turned on.
Is there any word as to where the speakers for the ancestors in particular might be, like SWOJ?
All you know is that their council chamber is up at the top of the city.
Mm-hmm.
And the two pylons, like right in between them, is the preserve of the ancestors. So they are kind of like equidistant from that point of the city.
Okay. That's great. That's great info, Squidly. Thanks.
Yeah. You bet, guys.
Squidly, did you get a sense that the Dracolich had a lair anywhere?
Well, people say that it usually hangs out near the top of the city.
Okay.
But it just went into the preserve of the ancestors, which it hasn't been doing. So this is kind of unusual. Nobody really knows why it went in there.
Okay.
And did Erstil get back too, or we're leaving him?
Part of this was his info too.
It's both of them. Great.
Yep.
Squidly, did you find any info or material about repairing the ethereal jump mechanism?
He says, I wasn't able to. The merchants and craftspeople were all keeping a pretty low profile. So I think if we can get these occupiers out of here, people would be more than willing to help. But as far as like the exact tools we need, not yet.
I thank him for his time.
Yeah. He does say it seems like there's a lot of magic in the preserve of the ancestors. So, if we were able to route some of that power to our ship somehow, maybe that would do the trick.
How do we go about doing that?
Maybe we can take the power from the conduit and reroute it to us.
Excellent idea. How?
Couple long extension cords,
Yeah.
jerry-rigged together.
USB-C.
Yeah.
What gauge?
So do we think if we were able to somehow trigger the ward that from the meeting place of the speakers, that would protect the city in some way from what's happening to it?
As far as you know, it would just keep all of you trapped within this shell.
That's what it
essentially.
sounds like. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
So if we can get them off for some reason and then trigger it.
Well, I think we should head up there. That's my vote.
Up to the top pylon?
And the
The platform,
Yeah, the
that has
platform.
the old magic.
Yeah.
Blow it up.
As you're talking, you hear a roaring and screeching sound come from the direction of the preserve of ancestors, and the doors swing open again. You can see it in the distance. Yeah, it's not clear what exactly is happening from where you are unless you like try to get a better angle.
I want to try to get a better angle.
Same.
Okay. So you take the ship back down a bit and around the spiral to where you can see it better. And you can see that the Dracolich is stomping out. It looks more fully formed than it did the last time, and it has, instead of being like a solid dragon, it's got like two heads where the ritual kind of didn't fully merge them into one being. It's got the two dragon twins' skeletal faces are poking out from the neck. And between the two of them, there's this orb, and within the orb, the sort of orb of force. Inside the orb of force is the dragon incarnate that you talked to, the gemstone dragon thing. Kind of like looking like bound or unable to move in some way. And it kind of stomps out, and then with this thing kind of magically floating next to it, begins to fly up towards the top of the citadel. with it.
Man.
That's not good.
Looks so cool.
Well, the preserve's empty now.
Yeah.
And as it rips the thing out, you feel the whole citadel like shake on its axis almost as this incarnate is like pulled from this preserve of the ancestors. Like that's not something that's supposed to happen, and everybody can feel it on the citadel.
I think Scoot's right. Maybe now we fly into the preserve of the ancestors.
Yeah.
Unless there's nothing left in there since he pulled out the dragon incarnate. maybe that.
Well, hopefully Zellifarn is
Zellifarn's
still
somewhere.
there.
That's true.
Great. I think we should go in and see what's going on in there.
Okay, the doors are still wide open this time. They haven't closed them. So are you going to like fly in or go in on foot? What do you think?
What's the guard situation like now?
There are at least 10 guards around the front door. Heavily armored,
Can
looking pretty dangerous.
If we're rocking 20s and 30s on stealth check, does it feel like there's enough space to get past them?
Yeah, unless there's some kind of like trap or magical ward of some kind.
I'd have to cast it again, which I could do.
We could fly in and use our arm to slam the door shut really
Behind
quick.
us.
Or slowly?
Yeah.
Have you tried moving stuff with an excavator? You got to like get the right angle and then back up. Yeah.
Wait, do the doors open in or out?
In.
So we got to get the ship in and then
Yeah.
whip a Yui.
Yeah.
I mean, we could hole up in there. Both ships could fly in and use that as a
Would we then be stuck
yes.
in the preserve of the ancestors?
Probably. Yeah, probably.
Squidly steps up and says, "We could try to go take or destroy that conduit while you guys go into the preserve. If you need some magical energy, I don't know how well guarded it is. We could at least check it out."
Maybe you go to the bottom one instead of the top
Right.
one.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that.
Divide and
Two-pronged
conquer.
attack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They won't know where to look, he says super confidently.
Blow
We
it up.
raced him well.
We're gonna
Blow
try to
it up.
stealth. We're gonna try to stealth our way in, and get the door shut behind us.
Sure. Sure.
I'm strong.
Yeah.
Strong-ish.
Because we're no longer within that hour. I would have dropped it anyway.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. So how do you go about this?
So this time, are we straight up sneaking, or are we cone of silence, or pass a lot of tracing in?
What's the ballista situation like?
You've got 2 big ones and 2 on one side. The other 2 are smashed.
So that's potentially, if we get 4 shots off.
So have the galleon shoot some shots, so we get off, then it shoots, then it goes down to the bottom, and we sneak in the chaos.
Well, it'd be simultaneous one way or another. But yeah,
Yeah.
I was just saying we could get that galleon up and take out a few of those guards. We're going to draw lots of attention, but unless we're going to sneak in, that's going to happen anyways.
Well, if it's just the 4 of us, we should be able to sneak in
Okay.
without being seen.
Let's do
Yeah,
it.
you do get the sense that like more guards would come pretty quick if you did start an all-out attack.
Okay.
So
All right, let's sneak in then. Roll it.
roll it with pass
Yeah.
without trace. good?
Can I add it if I notice we're really, really bad about being stealthy?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, this could be a cast
Performance review. Yeah. Upon review, you all need a pass without trace.
It's quite true. I do need some
10.
assistance.
18.
22 again.
Wow.
I'm not feeling very sneaky, so I cast Pass Without a Trace to get to 13.
Woof.
28.
And so that would be 32.
20.
Okay. So you guys just kind of try to like tiptoe around the back of the door behind these guys?
Yeah.
From the alley?
And I can hide behind anything that's
Scoot size.
Yeah.
that's larger than me.
That's
so.
also Lark. That's also
Yeah.
it's also Ilka.
Yeah, I piggyback Zay underneath my cloak because I'm more sneaky.
Nice. Yeah. Zay, you're almost unnoticeable behind the billowing cloak because it just fans out so
I
much.
still only rolled a 13, so I'm like, Ilka, we're so sneaky. This is
Yeah.
so great.
Luckily, like it seems like the guards at the door are like about to turn and like see you because you're like highlighted like on this big flat door frame as you're walking by it. But then Sid Squid steps out and starts to like razzmatazz them with like a question about whether he can get his shop back out tomorrow morning because he really just got to make some business to sustain himself, and it's just so unsustainable for them to, just have this place on lockdown constantly. And he'd give them some free crab cakes and it'd be great. And the guards turn around and seem very irritated and shoo him away, but they do look away from the horde.
Amazing.
Thanks, Sid.
Squid with the assist.
Yes.
Does Zay's stomach growl at the mention of crab cakes?
The guards
And
whip
we
back
haven't eaten in
around.
a while.
They're like, was that the Dracolich? Oh, I think it was.
Off in the distance.
Yeah. And you make your way into the preserve. You can see the trail of where the Dracolich has been, just like big decayed footprints leading towards the center of the preserve. But otherwise, it's fairly empty. at the entrance. A couple guards start to close the doors behind you, not noticing you as you kind of fan
Great.
in.
That's fine.
That's what we want.
I head towards where I remember leaving Celefarn.
Okay. And he was sort of on I think like a grassy hillside, essentially.
Wasn't he in a hole?
Yeah, there's like a crater where a town had been burning.
Yeah.
And you guys dove in to get the people out of there.
We coated someone in caramel candy.
Caramel candy. Yeah, you're fighting those whistling things. And then I think Zelefarn collapsed kind of adjacent to it, like in the field.
Okay.
And you see him there with sort of just like piles of soul stones kind of like around him, like crates as well as like loose crystals just like piled up around his body. Like this is like a storage place. They're like using him as a shelf almost. And you see a couple of
buddy.
guards wearing armor kind of like standing watch next to his body.
But just a couple.
Just two.
Yeah,
We're stealthy. We can make short work of them.
I think we should. And then I'd like to try to reunite Celefarn with his soul from around my neck.
Mm-hmm.
Should we sneak up? Should we sneak attack him?
Mm-hmm.
It's just two?
I don't
Just
know
two.
how.
I don't really know how either.
Sneak
Well,
attack's
you have the
not-
element of surprise, so let me know what
Yeah.
you'd like to do.
Yeah, I'm already moving to sneak attack them.
Yeah.
So I don't,
There's like the
Yeah.
wreckage of this town near his body, so you can like weave through that rubble. Hasn't been rebuilt to get close, and then you can jump out and do whatever you
Lark,
want
can you can only target one person?
yes.
All right, then I will sneak up and stab the other one in the back with my sun sword.
to do. Dun dun dun. Roll initiative. Let's get this lined up.
All right.
Amazing. Six.
6.
23.
18.
23.
9.
They got a 5.
Amazing.
So, yeah, you all have 2 actions against these guys. Your surprise round and then the next round where you're all better on initiative than they are. So, this is going to be brutal, but Lark, you can go first.
Okay.
To resolve this.
Rolling with advantage. 13. 21 to hit.
That'll do it. As you get in close, you notice that one of them has green crystals lodged in his armor, like soul stones, kind of like wedged in by his neck piece. And the other one has like golden crystals. So, whatever that means to you, they're glowing.
Did we discuss this at all before deciding to attack? Which one has green crystals, one has gold?
You didn't notice it until you moved in.
Oh, I see. All right. Well, then never mind. All right. So I'm gonna roll the hit here. I'm gonna keep that roll. That's great. Okay, so 12 and
The rogue math.
31 points of damage.
Excellent.
So I, with my rapier, sneak up behind and slice him across the neck, I think.
The one crack in his armor, yeah, right above the crystals.
Yeah.
Is this gold or green?
I went for the green.
It is Zay's turn then.
Are they within? How close to one another are they?
They're on opposite sides of Zelefarn, so maybe like 20 feet.
Okay. I just want to focus on using my stealth to get as close to Zelefarn's like face as I can.
Looks like he's like asleep, like he's breathing gently.
Yeah, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna slide in between like his neck and his body and take my his soul. What do I have that's his? That
It's a
has
little-
his soul in
A
it.
little dragon-shaped pendant that's
It's
made of the same
pendant.
crystal. Yeah, that has his soul in it, as far as you know.
Yeah, and I'm going to just start as quickly as I can, trying to meditate and connect Zelefarn to this pendant and see if I can
Mhm.
create a conduit.
Make a wisdom roll. Trying to beat a 20.
Not yet. 13.
Okay, as you start to meditate, you feel all of a sudden, like as you open yourself to the magic around you, that all of these soul stones piled up around his body are like he can't you can't move the soul directly into his body unless these
Mhm.
things are gone because they're pulling his soul into them as well. They're like magnets.
Okay.
So it's not a clean process unless you're able to like really focus it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not yet.
Yeah.
Can I call that out?
Yeah.
Or wait, I'll wait until after the surprise round.
Makes sense. Scoot.
We're just hitting these guys, huh?
Seems that way.
All right. I'll sneak up to. I'll go to the other one, whichever one Lark was not attacking.
The gold crystal one.
Gold crystal one. And I'm just like, ooh, I don't know about this. And full attack.
Yeah, you didn't even try to talk to them. Like maybe,
Nope.
maybe they're okay.
Nope.
Go for it.
Yep. All right. So that's a crit fail.
Oh no.
So I'll be lucky, I guess. And I'll not use that dice anymore.
You have the element of
Right.
surprise, so you have advantage this round.
Oh, nice. 13. So that's going to be a 21 to hit.
Hits.
All right. Here's the problem. I have 2 attacks and I haven't rejoined my weapon. So that's actually 4 swings. All right. That's a crit. So that's the offhand for attack
We're never
1.
going to learn what this armor does.
I'll
do
It's
your
gonna be
accounting.
shattered.
Yeah.
Okay. And so then a dirty 20 and a 22. So I think 4 hits.
I think those are 4 hits.
There are 4 hits. Oh, God. All right. So this is, I'm not raging. So this is 1d8 plus 5. And then, so that's 5 slashing, 5 ice.
'Kay.
Offhand is 5 slashing and 3 ice.
Yes.
Let's keep going. Then 5 slashing and 1 ice.
So humble.
And finally 2 slashing plus 3 ice.
So cool, you mean?
So cool.
And I shorted myself in there somewhere, but I'm not going to tell you how or how much.
You did less damage than Lark.
Oh, actually, one of those was a crit.
Oh, right.
The second offhand should have been like triple damage.
Should have been 18 instead of 6.
Yeah.
Okay, you did more damage than Lark.
Yeah.
Hey.
Nice.
41 total.
Oh, that was a lot.
Yeah. The guy seems fine.
What?
And he whirls around towards you with a great axe in his hands. Yeah.
That's my actual response.
Nice.
That's Scoot's response.
Ilka.
It's nervous
He
panic.
seems fine.
I mean, injured, but like unbent.
Unbowed.
Yep.
Unbroken.
Yeah, he's House Martell.
Great. Which of the 2 is more damaged?
The one that Scoot just hit,
Cool.
as we established.
But he might have had more HP.
Damage resistance. That's true.
I'm gonna toll. Well, no. Originally, I was gonna hit him with my sword.
That is all, by the way, magical damage.
Even the blades?
Yeah, it's all
Oh,
it's
I
a plus
suppose.
1 weapon.
Right, right. What
Sorry.
do you got, Ilka?
Sorry, Beth.
My initial plan was to hit him with my sword.
Mhm.
Am I bound to that?
No.
Great. Then I'm gonna toll the dead and make him think dead thoughts
Mm.
about himself
Okay, so does he
and
make
his
a save?
impending mortality. He needs some wisdom.
He rolls well. He gets a 17.
Nothing happens. Then I will bonus action at Scoot and inspire him to be greater than he can be.
It seems like the gemstones like glow a bit more when you cast a spell and he resists it. And then the 2 of them, the one with the gold gemstones, like a spectral lion head, like roars itself into being over his own head. It's like a big old ghost lion face. And the green one next to Lark, his same thing, but a big spectral green crocodile head starts chomping at you.
But they don't get to go yet.
They
because-
don't get to go yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just making sure.
But these crystals give them, like, it seems to stem from the crystals by their necks as these ghostly forms power them up. And it takes us back to Lark.
Great. I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to keep one of my. So, I maybe should have asked this before. For our sneak attack, I should have. If I wanted to stay hidden, I would have needed to withhold. I would need to withhold a sneak attack die on that last damage.
think that's how that thing works. You
All
could take a bonus action hide and then attack
Mhm.
this round if you wanted to.
Okay, I will attempt to hide at the end of this one.
Okay.
Yep. Which is as a cunning action, so that's a bonus action. All right,
So you're going for the attack again.
Yep, going for the attack again. All right, 26
Yep.
to hit. 7, 11. Keep it. 27 points of damage.
Wow.
And then on my bonus action, I'm going to retreat back to cover to hide. So hide.
So the hide is the bonus action, so they would get an attack of opportunity on you as you back up?
No, with cunning action, I can dash, disengage, or hide as a bonus action. You don't get an attack of opportunity.
Well, if you disengage, then they don't. But if you're doing the hide with your bonus action and you're just moving normally, then they would, unless there's some other ability that gives you protection from attacks of opportunity.
I didn't think that's the way that worked, but I don't have my handbook next to me, so I'll go with your interpretation and then not hide.
Oh, so you're just going to disengage and get away from him?
No, I'll just stay right there.
Okay. So you're squaring off with this crocodile-faced guy then?
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good. We will switch to Zay then.
Okay, I yell out, we need to clear these stones. And then I scramble on top of Zelopharn as center as I can and cast Thunderwave at level 3.
Level 3.
To clear the stones?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
That would be enough to probably hit the two guys since they haven't moved yet and they were 20 feet apart. So they're right at the edge of your radius.
Mm-hmm.
And I think keep your friends alive since you're coming in from the sides.
It's 15.
Oh, then it would hit. Were you in melee range too or no?
I don't think so.
No, because I didn't do the sword hit.
It's
You
a
did- you did Toll the
15-foot
Dead.
cube.
That's a range. Okay. Then Lark and
That's fine.
Scoot make con saves as well.
I think that might be okay.
They fail.
What was it? Oh, it was you.
So
Zelopharn also fails.
11 con save for Scoot.
I think I have let me just check here. 13 for Lark.
Okay, sorry, friends. I'm also going to hit you, but I think it's going to be worth it because then we might have a bronze dragon on our team.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, so everyone gets 5d8 damage. 4, 8, 12, 14. Oh no, 22.
22 total?
Mm-hmm. And you get pushed 10 feet away from me. Well, from Zelopharn.
And that certainly packs Zelopharn into the ground a bit and blasts all the soul stones at least 20 feet away.
And it's very noisy.
Just embedded in the walls.
Yeah. I mean, you guys all get a face full of it, but it doesn't do damage, but it stings a little.
Soulstone shrapnel.
Yeah.
Oh no, I got soul on my face.
That's very important to me.
They're not like
That we save them.
pulverized, they're just scattered around.
That's like a nerdy grunge band, Soulstone Shrapnel.
Yeah. Next would be Scoot.
So my guy looks fine, huh?
I mean, relatively.
Oh, actually, I may have mathed that wrong. I think you can take 8 off of that. Because I think if it's level 3, I only would have added 2, which would be 4d8. So you can take that last 8 off.
Convenient.
Oh no.
14 damage then.
Okay.
So what you got, Scoot?
So my guy looks pretty chipper.
I mean, 53 damage, chipper.
I mean,
Big roaring lion head. Yeah, he seems like he's ready to go.
okay. How is that lion head attached? It's coming out of the gems,
sort
right?
of spectrally, like from like his shoulders and up and out.
Yeah. Is it seem like it's coming out of him, or does it seem like it's more equipment based?
It seems like it's just kind of like hovering from his body up and out, as if like he was wearing a giant mascot head or something, but like bigger than a mascot head and transparent.
I'd kind of like to rip off whatever is connected to those gems. If it's an article of clothing or anything like that, I'm
Yeah,
trying to picture the.
They're like stabbed into the metal coif of his armor.
Okay.
Did I use coif right? I'm not sure. The collar piece.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And
So you try to rip them out.
yeah, that's kind of my goal.
Yeah.
I couldn't picture if it was like plate and all of it was together and I was going to need to take 10 minutes.
They seem pretty well anchored in there, but you're pretty strong. So
All right. I think that would be my next goal.
'Kay.
I'd like to stow my axes in whatever way is quick. I don't want to put them on the ground.
I think if you want to do it quickly, you'd have to.
All right. All right. Yeah. Then I'm going to take a bonus action to rage. And then my goal is to lunge for these gems. I'll just off of one, whichever one feels like I say the right one. I'm just going to try to rip the right gem out.
Okay, DC 20.
DC 20 with what sort of roll do you want?
Strength.
Ooh. And
Actually, make an attack roll first, just to see if you can even contact the guy, because it would be like to hit.
All right. I'll use my last lucky on that.
It's kind of a grapple, you know.
Yeah, I get you.
It's a D8.
D8. Thank you. I need a different 20. That's a 15 to hit.
Okay, that works.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
You rolled poorly.
And so now you want like a strength athletics type thing?
Yep.
All right. So that's going to be 16 plus 8, so 24.
Yes, you grab it, and I assume just like either break it or like pull it out.
Pulling was my instinct.
Okay.
Just and I'm picturing it like just 1 foot up on the torso, 2 hands on the gem,
Yeah,
just pulling back with all my force.
And the metal bends and breaks and shatters, and you rip this. It's maybe like a 6-inch by 1-inch crystal out of his neck piece.
Ooh.
It's like a little bloody on the end. It's kind of weird.
I expected
Ew,
that.
gross.
Yeah.
I'm used to it. It's okay.
And when you do that, the lion head lets out this roar that just like echoes around the whole cavern, incredibly loud. Everybody make a wisdom saving throw.
Even me?
Yep.
I was in the radius?
Yep. You rolled a nat 1.
13.
Dirty 20.
19.
6.
Okay, Lark and Scoot, you are both frightened for 1 minute by this lion roar. And so is the guy you pulled the thing out of. So
He scares himself.
Yeah.
What was that?
The force of that like knocks him on the ground prone, and he just like looks up, just like completely overwhelmed. As it like the 2 crystals stop glowing, like the one in your hand and the other one on his neck.
And I just hold it, look at it, and I go, ah!
And you book it away.
Yeah. Well,
you have your move still.
Do I have to use my movement?
No, you don't. If you're frightened, you don't have to.
Okay.
I would like to note that I have advantage against being frightened, and so not only I rolled more than a 19, I'm like laughing. Like, oh, it's a kitty.
Adorable. Yeah. And look, you've made us sterner stuff.
Yeah.
Can I? Well, I guess I'm not gonna run away. I'm gonna just hold position. This was a big round.
You and the guy are both just like.
I look at the guy on the ground. I go, now what do I do? And that's the end of my turn.
Ilka.
Great. I'm humming "The Lion Sleeps Tonight"
nice.
to myself, unbothered in my lane, moisturized. Cool. How are they both looking?
Well, the one guy's about to run away in terror. The crocodile-headed one is still squaring off with Lark, but very injured looking.
Oh, how far apart are they?
About 20 feet still.
Can I shatter them both in a way that won't mess up Lark?
It would definitely hit Zay because she's right between them, and Zelfarn as well. But yeah, you could avoid Lark and Scoot.
Maybe.
I'm gonna bane them and make them less fun than they are.
Okay.
They need some charisma saves.
They get a 11 and 13. So I think
amazing.
Yep.
Whenever they make an attack roll or saving throw, they need to roll a d4 and subtract that.
Okay.
They're losers now.
Definitely. And Lionhead tries to run full tilt away from the situation. He loses all of his calm.
He
when his
was
crystal's
prone.
gone. He gets up, yeah,
Okay.
and then starts to run.
Do I get an opportunity attack?
You do if you'd like to.
No, he seems all right. I'm actually going to let him go.
Yeah?
I think I'm going to pass on this one.
How noble.
Yeah. I'm going to be like, I get it. I understand.
He looks over his shoulder at you and kind of gives you a funny look as he runs.
Can I have the other one?
He doesn't answer that. The crocodile-headed one, however, tries to bite Lark since you're right there. So. He misses. with a 14,
How
and then again
embarrassing.
with a 15.
Also misses.
Big crocodile head, chomp, and you just angle yourself past it every time.
Yeah, maybe it's because I'm like shivering in terror, like twitching. That he's it's
Actually,
hard to
one of
bite
them
me.
hits your armor and bounces off like the new like studs that make up the armor and give you a bit more metal plating to your
Nice.
system. And
Oh, we were going to give that to Vincent Trench.
no armor works for you. Takes us back to Lark.
I guess. Well, I'm frightened. What does that mean?
Means you can't move towards the lion head, and you have disadvantage on attacks and checks against it. I think this green guy.
Green guy's
mhm,
fine.
Fine.
All right, I'm not scared of him. I'm only
Yeah.
scared of lions.
Right.
Right. Okay. Then I'm going to attack again. Oh, I think maybe it didn't work this time. That's going to be a 13.
Nope.
Yep. I'm too nervous.
Too scared.
But maybe then I'll disengage. I'll use my bonus action to disengage.
And move away.
Yep.
Okay. Where do you
Try
go?
to-
Just like away?
Yeah,
back to the
like-
town.
If you had mentioned that there's like stuff around, although I don't. Maybe the Thunderwave blew it all away. But if there's things, I'll hide. I'll like jump behind it.
There's some like crates and things
Yeah,
that got
like
blown away. Yeah.
Jump behind some crates.
Takes us to Zay.
I slide back down Zelopharn and attempt to commune with him again.
Mm-hmm. And you feel a connection. Roll wisdom again.
24.
Yeah, that'll do it. So you want to just like talk to his spirit or like do some kind of soul transfer thing?
My hope is to get his soul right.
Yeah, you
Back
whisper into
into
the
his
dragon
body.
pendant and you're like, go. And I assume something like that.
Yes.
And and it does. You feel the presence of Zelfarn move back into his body.
Yay!
And his breath quickens for a moment
Yay.
before he kind of lurches up to his feet and looks very dizzy and
He
confused.
must be stiff.
And
yeah.
he coughs a few times loudly and shakes his wings out. Do you do anything else? Or is that your turn? Move or...
I'm really low on. I'm going to cast Balm of the Summer Court on Zelopharn
Nice. Okay.
for 6.
You heal some of the Thunderwave damage you did to him. Scoot,
Yeah, huh?
it's you.
So I can't run towards Lionhead guy.
Well, you
What?
chose not to.
Well, I'm frightened.
True. I suppose you literally can't. So
So
Yep.
that's the source of the frightened?
Right.
Him still?
Yep.
Can I run towards crocodile guy?
Mhm. you like
Neat.
slide under Zelfarn and get to him.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's
Uh,
up now.
Yeah, I'll try that.
Nice.
Get over there, scoot my way underneath Zelfarn to
Oh, I see what you did there.
come up to, if I can get behind, how far away? I guess I got
20 feet.
Okay, yeah, I got plenty. I'd like to get behind the other person, and I'm going to try to wedge the first one, the yellow crystal, underneath one of the green crystals to get a better grip on it.
It's not really how they're aligned, but
Okay.
you maybe like use it as like a pry kind of.
All
Yeah.
right. Well, if it's not going to help, I want to put it someplace where the crocodile guy can't get it. I
Okay.
don't know what it does.
Try to grapple him first.
Oh, alrighty.
Beat a 14.
How about a 1?
That won't do it.
All right.
He bats you away.
Hey, this worked
Like,
on the
no,
other
no,
guy.
no.
I'm out of luckies too.
Oh, man.
All
Well, you
right.
took that one back because you had advantage, or are you still out?
I'm probably out. I've
Okay.
been using it a lot. All right. So I got nothing.
You could. Yeah, I guess you already used your action for that. So
Used my action. I used a little bit of movement. I'm just gonna whip the guy in the back of the head with my hand.
okay. He looks really irritated.
Hi.
Like he actually turns around to face you while the crocodile head still faces Lark.
Oh, that's
Oh,
freaky.
come
What is
on.
happening?
Come on.
Ilka,
That's fun.
what do you got?
Who's sit rep, please? Where am I?
You are standing near the crocodile-headed person with Scoot and Lark, and Zelfarn is standing up, sort of back-ended towards you. Lion-headed guy has booked it 60 feet away.
Oh, I'm gonna vicious mockery the crocodile.
All right.
I find that
He rolled really
appealing
well
for
with his
some
save. He got
reason.
an 18. So
Oh, nothing happens to him.
he lets out a roar and tries to take a huge chomp out of Scoot since he doesn't know where Lark went. However, Zelfarn cranes his head around and tries to chomp him right back.
Good.
That's a roll with advantage since he's flanked. That's a hit.
I was gonna say, is Villafern pretty woozy?
Yeah, he is.
But he got him.
He wouldn't have done it without your help. Bring up a stat block here. He gets a +12, so that's 18 piercing damage plus 8 lightning damage, which brings the crocodile-headed person down to his knees. He's staggering. He's barely up. Brings us back around. Well, the crocodile-headed guy, I guess, will try to take a bite out of Scoot like we discussed.
I've done the least amount of damage to this person.
That's true.
by
You
the
did.
way.
You did tap his shoulder though.
I whipped him.
Whipped him. 16 hits.
Yeah.
I think we established.
Basically anything.
A gentle whip.
Yeah. So that will be a solid 2d10 damage. 12 plus 5. So 17 damage, Scoot. Halved because you're raging.
Yep.
And then Lark.
All right, I'm coming back into attack, rolling with advantage because everybody else is there.
Mhm.
Oh, it still is 18
That hits.
to hit. Okay.
Yep.
8, 11. 31 points of damage. I say, leave my friend alone.
And that is more than enough to take the guy down.
I run him straight through.
The crocodile head explodes out as you slay this person. Like the aura of it just blasts in every direction, dealing poison damage to everyone in range. 11.
Wait, do we get
16,
to roll a dex?
Nope. It's just damage. 16 damage.
16 damage.
Everybody in range.
So who's that? Me and Scoot and who?
You and Scoot and Zelifarn. Yep.
16. All right.
That's not what happened when I got my guy.
Yeah. What the heck?
I just got a fear.
Sorry.
Oh, sure.
Sorry about the poison, Scoot.
It's all right. I'm going to run away from it.
And Zelifarn's like, oh, you guys. Thank you. Thank you so much.
I give him a big hug.
Oh, he gives you a hug right back, like a big dragon hug. Crushes your ribs a little bit. He's like, hey, are we going to do anything about that guy? And he points at the guy running in the distance. He seems to be not running towards the doors, but like deeper into the preserve.
Wonder what's down there.
I don't know.
Yeah, we should follow him and probably dispatch him.
Yeah, maybe you should take care. I don't know. What do you think you can
Fly
stop his
over
flight?
there and,
Yeah.
yeah, probably.
Okay.
And
Thanks.
Zelifarn takes off, and you just hear a Wilhelm scream in the distance. And after minutes, Zelifarn flies back and says, actually, he was a pretty nice guy. He said he didn't want to fight anymore, so I just let him run further on. He was scared when he saw me, but he's actually an okay guy, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
He said he renounced his ways and wanted to live an ascetic life from now on, so yeah.
I knew the lion-headed one was the right one.
That was a life-affirming fight, you guys. Thanks. So this is weird because I'm on camera, so I need to like set my face, but also I don't want it to be like super manufactured.
You've been on
looks like-
camera since like July.
Oh my God, what?
It looks like you have little devil horns
I know.
from here.
Oh yeah.
That's
weird.
exactly what I was going to say when I peeked in there.